Okay, so we will not leave Lagos roads, Okada operators, their government. There are indications that the fragile peace existing in Lagos may be threatened following the renewed vigor by the Lagos state government to enforce the ban on operations of commercial motorcycles in the state. Recently, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has vowed to impose stricter measures to stop the operations of commercial motorcyclists known as Okada riders in the state. Sanwo-Olu said that the total ban on commercial motorcycles, popularly called Okada, would take effect from June so that the first and last mile buses, FLM, could take over inner roads because of some criminal activities related to motorcycles operators as well as fatal accidents. But the riders, under the auspices of the Amalgamated Commercial Motorcycle Riders Association of Nigeria, said they will not leave Lagos routes and would act in defiance of the order if not included in the state's empowerment plans. Some of the riders accused Sanwo-Olu of marginalization, claiming the government has no consideration for their economic welfare. They also urged the government to initiate a welfare scheme that would take care of the citizenry before the commencement of the enforcement. One of the riders who plies Ejigbo-Iyana Isolo route said, "Before I started to ride Okada, I had done many things to survive. I wrote applications for jobs, upgraded my certificates. Still, I couldn't get a job to feed my family. It was even my friend that introduced me to where I was able to get a motorcycle through a hire purchase. Now they want to take it away from us without giving us anything. How does the governor want us to survive? Does he want us to become criminals and they want us to leave the road to where?" Another rider named Sheye Omikunle said, "Because of the way the police were disturbing us, we don't even work during the day. They said we are using the bike for illegal activities. I want to ask, is it all of us? Why can't they do the investigations to fish out those involved and allow us to continue with our businesses in peace since they cannot give us jobs? I have 3 children and a wife who I pay their school fees and I give them 1,000 naira in the morning before leaving the house. I pay rent and bills. How do they want me to be there for my home? Most of us don't even go through the expressway so what are we saying?" Oriyomi questioned. Some of them have called for the indictment of police officers who own bikes. They allege that some policemen would impound bikes to enforce the restrictions order and give the bikes to Hausa riders requesting for daily returns. Oh, wow. Baba Blessing revealed that 30% of Okada in Lagos State is owned by policemen. Most of my friends' motorcycles they impounded were given to some riders from the north. Some of them work at night while some work in the day. When the Guardian engaged riders, those whose bikes were allegedly owned by security operatives, some of them said the bikes were given to them by some mobile policemen as empowerment. They gave me the bike to help me in Lagos. Whenever I am caught, I will call the owner, who will speak to them and the bike will be released. Some will just look at the bike. Once they see the inscription of the police on it, they will allow us to go. They also know which bikes belongs to officers," one of the riders said. Clashes between Okada riders and the enforcement task force has been rife over the impounding of their motorcycles by the task force. The bone of contention has been that most of the motorcycles were on hire purchase. With the continued resistance from motorcycle operators in the state, a clash with the task force is imminent as enforcement commences in full. You know what? There are actually arguments on both sides as to why, maybe Okada riding may not really be the best option. But however, it is very much efficient. I mean, if you look at the public transport system in the nation, it is absolutely shambolic. First of all, the state of these buses are rancid. I don't even know how to describe it. However, it's just like, as a government, you understand that this motorcycle business is a foundational part to the infrastructure of the state. You listen. It's such an integral part of how Lagos is built that you cannot just be like, no Okadas. That doesn't work. And it's the lack of planning for me. Again, as the motorcycle riders have actually pointed out, you haven't even given an alternative plan. How can you not give an alternative plan and you give them like what, a month to leave the streets? That doesn't make sense. There was a time, I don't know if it was Fashion last time, I remember when it was mandatory for you to wear a helmet and knee pads before you could use a bike. And I think that in a way sort of was good, because at least even if you wanted to adjust, it's a gradual process. You don't just do things sharp and you're quick to go just like that. And again, another key point saying that by these motorcycle riders is that some of the policemen actually own a lot of these motorcycles, and they give it to they give it to northerners to actually use. So it's like, okay, fine. So what is the essence of this? Because again, even the policemen don't receive enough salaries that what, they go and get somebody to do the Okada business, in which they will actually make money, and then that will be sort of their second income. So again, who's deceiving who here? It doesn't make sense. There has to be another alternative. And to be honest, I think that having come to the UK and understanding how what the transport system here is one of the most efficient, I would say, best efficient in the world when it comes to the trains, the buses, the road safety, general knowledge thing, how do I describe it? There's a kind of respect that is actually given to cyclists cyclists, as well as cycle riders. I mean, before you even be on the road, the thing is this: before you're even on the road, there you have to do a test, in which I doubt that is actually enforced in the country. I just think you just get a driving license, you own a car, insurance, all that, and that's it. So yeah, I think it's just, this is like the foundation is already dead. So it's like we're trying to fix an issue of transportation when the foundation is gone. So it's like when you're fixing it at a certain point in the chain, it just doesn't make sense. You're going in circles around the chain. Why? Because going back to the foundation, the whole road system in the country is just, it's not there. There's literally no risk. I mean, have you been in Lagos before? I mean, with the amount of hold up that you have, Okada riders are like the saving grace. They are very actually affordable, and even in traffic, they can literally maneuver through the cars. Again, you can argue that maneuvering is is uncalled for and does not look good and is not structured and organized. However, that is how Nigeria is, like an organized mess. It's messy, but we understand how messy it is, and we can still work around it and get whatever we want done. But yeah, that's it. To be honest, you can't just listen. It's not as efficient. The train systems don't work again, and you have to have alternatives. You can't just make everyone rely on buses alone. You can't make everyone rely on buses alone. You also have to, what do you call it? Build better roads. Let's start from there. Have better road safety. Actually, less corrupt practices, and actually, give tickets to people that are driving anyhow. Is there a speed limit? Like, we need to go back to the basics of how we want our road etiquette to be. That's what we're gonna fix all these issues. However, we are here now, and we have to look at innovative ways to sort of curb issues like this without necessarily affecting the whole map and the whole plan of the country. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.